But Ben's gonna buy Julie's house,
And then
Good.
there's the.
and he's
Ben's
gonna,
gonna buy.
No.
and he's gonna be back on the school board.
Oh, no, then I was gonna say, oh, no,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, no.
School board personnel commission, I feel like we need a school board.
It's old now.
You'll get someone.
Plus, then it'll be an all-male school board.
And then where do I find that?
So
the
next week
female
I gotta take them all to.
Oh, yeah.
Getting mom-
If that's-
Julie's the
mama
last
fixed.
one.
No more kittens.
Yes, but how? No, I won't say that.
What's that?
I was gonna say,
You're
like
gonna
Barbara
keep
Rose doing it.
We try asking.
Yes,
they
she
want
might.
me. No one wants them, so
Oh,
yeah.
No, she isn't.
Mike,
She
I'm
said-
not a cat person.
Mike,
I train them to live out in the backyard or something.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
that whole
that's
thing's
right.
stupid.
You a dog person?
Yeah, but I don't have dogs.
Speaking of animals,
All
how are the
our,
cats?
all our kittens, 7 weeks old now, they're
Oh.
running all over the
baby
place.
kitty.
I have the
Where do
pen,
we
but
go
now they
to
gotta
this
jump
one?
over
Yeah.
the pen, so the cage is kinda
That
useless
is.
now. So
Oh, that's.
I'm taking them all to the vet Monday,
Okay.
Did you already
and
put it
getting
in
the mama fixed and
It was at
and
the
the
very.
kittens, their shots. So
You
But
gonna
that's
keep all
not
the
that big a
kittens?
deal, it's okay.
can't, no one wants them, no takers.
That's
so-
more important
so-
for.
Are you gonna be the cat lady?
I don't know, man. They're pretty cute though.
I'm telling you, I never owned a cat, but every time I see
Okay.
a cute cat,
So
I'm
you're
like, that
right.
would be great, and so
Yeah,
I
you're
figured kittens
Oh.
are like
Okay.
puppies,
Yeah.
you know, there's never an ugly puppy.
Green button.
So whenever I let the mom
For the Pledge of Allegiance. Pringle, welcome back. Could you lead us, please?
Yes, ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All commissioners are present and on the record. Welcome back and glad to see you doing all the stuff that you were doing before, walking, without unassisted.
Yeah.
Public comment, I'm gonna waive the reading of public comment, but public comment is invited. And if you have anything, I don't think we have anything.
Not for public comment.
I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Commissioner reports, Ms. Pringle.
Glad to be back.
Glad to have you back. Mr. G.
Glad you're back too.
Thank you.
And nothing from me either, except for welcome. We're back to 3 and all these smiling faces and everything else and one ignoring us. There we go, there's another smiling face. CSA updates, and you have something you're gonna read from Ms. Michelson?
I do. It says, good evening, Commissioners, Ms. Dool and all. First, I apologize that neither I nor Ms. Gonzalez are available to attend the meeting. Second, CSEA Chapter 306 is still requesting opinions from our members regarding whether they are interested in decommissioning the PC. We have disseminated a Google survey and we are working on sending out hard copies to the site reps to get more involvement and responses. We have voted as a membership to approve our sunshine items for the negotiating year of 24-25. And Mr. Gutierrez has promised that both CSEA's proposals and the district proposals will be on the April 23rd board agenda. At our last chapter meeting in March, the membership approved Leticia Ortiz, the admin assistant at Barstow Jr., and Sergeant at Arms, and Ms. Julie Grounds, HR Tech at the DO and Treasurer, as our 2 conference delegates. They will attend the CSEA conference in San Jose this summer with Ms. Gonzalez, who is attending in her capacity as Region 90 regional representative and as the chapter president for the chapter here for Barstow. We also had American Fidelity attend our March chapter meeting as guest speakers, and they shared with our membership that our members can contract with them at any time. They're not tied to the district's open enrollment period, as they are not the district designated insurer anymore. They also provided pizza to the members at the chapter meeting, and pizza is always appreciated. CSEA has sent direction to the regional rep and through the regional president's meeting to all chapters, that raffle ticket sales for fundraising purposes are no longer allowed unless prior approval is requested and granted in the previous calendar year. Thank you very much for your time and attention.
Thank you, Ms. Michelson. Congratulations on your delegate status, Ms. Grounds. I don't know if that's a big thing or enjoyable thing or anything else, but congratulations. We're gonna go to district reports. No, Mr. Gutierrez, do you have something to read?
Just a verbal that he told me, and I'm just gonna, he just reinforced what Ms. Mickelson had put on, was that the proposals, the sunshine proposals from both CSEA and the district are scheduled for the April 23rd board meeting.
Perfect. And last but not least, you again, in your own capacity, as Ms. Dool.
There are currently, I believe, 6 interviews in the process. 4 recruitments are in the testing stage and 7 recruitments are open. We currently have 366 classified employees, 166 full-time, 95 are the benefited part-time, and 105 are the non-benefited, less than 4-hour positions. Spring break is next week. Hey. Although we are all working through it here at the DO, most of us, or at least my office is working next week. I'm currently attending the Breakthrough Coach today and tomorrow. It's just a methodology for organizing and getting work done. It's mainly targets managers with secretaries and how to kind of help offset some of the scheduling and everything. But it's just good information on how to manage the office. And then also coming up, especially for 2 of you, open enrollment is coming up from the business services side of the house for benefits and stuff. I believe it starts the 21st of April and will run through the 22nd of May.
Starts April 22nd.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug, I did not see you.
I just
You
copied
just-
that.
For those of you who don't know, this is Mr. Douglas Beaton. He is our CBO. So he's joining us in the meeting. And then on a personal note, I know I notified you, just to let you know that my wife did pass on March 26th. We have her remains. We're just waiting for a date now at the Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery for interment. So it's a national cemetery, so who knows? We'll get a date. That's how it works. And that's my
Report.
report.
All right, we're going to skip number 7 because we already did it at the beginning of the meeting. And we're gonna move on to the consent agenda. No, yes. Consent and action. So, okay, there we go. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
A motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving along, we're gonna go to the action items. The 24-25 budget, Ms. Stewart.
No, this is the meeting schedule first.
I'm,
9A.
9A.
Oh, yours is different.
The monthly meeting schedule.
I'm looking at proposed, I just opened my book and there we go.
Monthly 9A, proposed meeting schedule. And then the commissioner stipend waiver, and then the
I
director
didn't
of
see it,
meeting
but
direction.
Jesus, that's always fun. Ooh, see you in a moment there. Let's do the 24-25 Personnel Commission monthly meeting schedule. I will entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ooh, that was kind of scary. I just totally,
That's okay.
wow.
I can,
Commissioner Cypher waiver, 24-25. I will entertain a motion.
Motion.
this
Go
would
on.
be everyone,
Yeah, I'm gonna get it on the floor because then we gotta read it out loud. So I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, now, my understanding through the agenda is that we all personally have to read it out loud, or you would like us to
individually,
read that.
correct. Each of you will read yours individually, telling me what you went.
Okay, so with that being said, Ms. Prindle, inside of the agenda is, if you would like to start us off, I would greatly appreciate it.
Okay. I, Commissioner Prindle, hereby do voluntarily agree to forego my monthly stipend for attendance at regularly scheduled meetings of the Personnel Commission from July 24th through December 24th.
Mr. G?
I, Commissioner G, hereby do not voluntarily agree to forego my monthly stipend for attendance at regularly scheduled meetings of the Personnel Commission from July 2024 through June 2025.
And I thought I heard that. And
You did,
bingo.
because she's up for,
You
Yeah,
gotta
it
stick around. I won't stay here unless.
it expires. June or December.
it does expire in December, that's correct.
No, still somewhat decent after your expiration date. Come on now, you guys stick around.
All right, you want me to reread?
Yeah.
It's up to CSEA
It
anyways.
will be up
I
to
got
CCA.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, I, Commissioner Rosenberg, do voluntarily agree to forego my monthly stipend for attendance at regularly scheduled meetings for the Personnel Commission, July 24 through June 25.
Just to be clear, you're changing what you've been doing,
Correct.
okay?
Okay, with that being said, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We are going to now go to, Ms. Stool, your reduction.
Correct.
I will entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
For the second.
All right.
So I am requesting to reduce my FTE starting July 1st. I'm gonna do a gradual step down, because my intent is to retire October 31st. I will be 65 in October. I'll take my CalPERS and take my Social Security. But my intent is, and I discussed this with Ben, so he actually gave me this idea, and I was like, ooh, that works. To 0.8, starting 1 July, so I'll work 4 days a week, July and August, and then again in September and October, I'll drop to a 0.6, where I'll still work 4 days a week, but it'll just be 6 hours a day at that point, just to kind of ease my way into retirement. And there's also my intent, just, it's not in here, but I do intend to open a recruitment for my replacement, I will open that in July.
That was going to be my question as to, first of all, Commissioner's questions of Ms. Dool. I was going to ask about that as it facilitates. These wonderful ladies right here, can take the guidance and do whatever, run, and, when you're not here, carry it along. But eventually, hopefully, while you're transitioning out, somebody is transitioning in.
Don't know that somebody will be
Well-
transitioning in. I'll open the recruitment, and that'll run the process, hopefully to get someone to start November 1st. That would be the target, because
Well, and what I mean by transitioning in, they'd get a chance to meet our fine staff. They would get a chance to maybe see kind of what's going on. Somebody doesn't want to accept a job and then legitimately have the first day of work. They walk in and go, oh, this is Barstow Unified School District, and this is Miss Brown's, and so on and so forth. They would.
well, they would have time to come to a meeting. My plan is to hopefully get the selection completed.
So you don't see any transitioning,
There'll be
like
no
say,
actual
work-
transition. No.
week 2, where you guys work side by side?
What?
Why not?
You can't have two people filling one position.
Well, if you're,
They'll come
okay,
to
we'll talk
meetings.
about this at a later, and I understand that one, but they kind of have to
They
know.
didn't let me do it. Granted, there was no transition, but they didn't let me start.
Well, they as commissioners
No.
did one thing. When Deanna took over, or when Jeff took over, or when Susan took over, there was a time where we had the one superintendent work with the other one to kind of
But
understand.
superintendents are one thing.
But you're a superintendent of the personnel commission.
No, I'm the
Type.
secretary to the.
So,
personnel
but as a
commission.
manager, when I bring a manager into work, I want them to kind of see what's going
Well,
on.
and
You're leaving.
one option will be to hire someone in a limited term capacity as a sub, to be able to bring them in on maybe a couple days a week, but depending upon when they're leaving their next job, that's all gonna really depend, but I guarantee they'll be here at least the last meeting that I'll be at, which hopefully will be in October.
Well, I would hope so, but I would hope there would be some transition time.
Well, even if
So they go.
I'm gone, I'll still come back, even if I can't work.
Well,
for 6
and I
months.
understand, but I would hate to see somebody in the capacity of you supervising people walking in cold to a job. We'll discuss this later, it's not really for
Okay.
this one, but my philosophy, I guess, is much different than, maybe somebody else.
It's been my
maybe I don't know what I'm
experience in
talking
3
about.
districts, I will say this, in my experience in 3 districts, there has not been a turnover for any of my directorships.
That doesn't mean. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Termination of the merit system, this is kind of an
Nope,
open
nope,
item.
it is one.
What did I miss this
I
time?
missed the budget.
Oh, Jesus. How about we go to the second reading of the 24-25 Personnel Commission budget, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Wow,
Questions?
concerns. Do you have any comments?
I have none, I made it pretty self-explanatory. I included the background information that Commissioner G had requested. I also, if you notice, it's different from the first reading because I did take into account my reduction on my salary. Okay, so there's also, as usual, I have the estimated amount, that will change again when we take it to the hearing in May, because that's the action item, is to move this to hearing in May.
Anything from either commissioner?
Good.
Is that why the CBO is sitting in here to see what we're gonna do with our budget?
Well, you already have copies of it, so.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I tried to get it on early for you, then I tried to miss it the second time. Okay, we're gonna go to discussion items, which is the ongoing termination of the merit system.
I
So,
have no update. I know they've still got the survey open, and like Rebecca said in her report, that they're, hoping to get paper copies out to their members to hopefully see those who aren't technologically savvy or whatever, get more information from them. I don't know, but I know the last information I had was that they had, I believe, 39 responses, 2 of which were classified managers, and of the 37 who weren't, not all of them were against the merit system. That's the only thing, but they need a 40% They
And
need
their
40%
membership?
of their membership to sign the petition to take it to the board.
Is that still, how many members do they have?
311,
That's what I thought.
so 40% of that, that's how many signatures you
Yeah.
need to take it. And this,
Questions from the commissioners, because I have some.
Do we know what prompted this?
they're
They
not
haven't shared.
happy with how long it's taking to fill vacancies. That I know. They're just not happy with how long it's taking to fill vacancies. That's what I know.
Okay.
With that being said, at the last meeting, I felt, had good discussion, which wasn't really warranted, but it was with Ms. Michelson, because Ms. Michelson was here to present their case as to what it was they were doing. And we had some rather open and frank discussion as to why positions are filled, not filled, who it was that was more irked by the thing. I got mixed reactions, I think, from the classified employees that were here. I took things wrong. I thought they were coming at the department and stuff. But that leads into my questions, which are, it didn't seem as if, and definitely by their surveys, that they're getting the response that somebody or something is hoping for. Because once it went out, they didn't get the responses that they thought they were gonna get. So now let's take it one step farther and let's kind of push it to our people at the school
On
sites
paper, yeah.
to then take it, and carry it. So there is a drive by, again, somebody or some entity to get this done because they've gone above and beyond. Even more so, remember when we got rid of it a while back? I mean, I don't think that they went to this effort the first time they got rid of it to see it surveyed. Then another one, but specifically with hand delivered to school sites and, talking and, having
We did.
e-board do it. They did
We
that?
did. I
Years ago?
visited every
Yeah,
school site,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I,
And I will say this as the director, because I'm outgoing. My only concern is with the recruitment.
that was gonna
That's
be
gonna
my
be my,
next
that's
thing.
gonna be a big concern, is
How
recruiting
do
someone to
you-
come in knowing that they may vote it out.
Well, they won't even have a job because by the time it's voted out, it'll be before.
No, they will have a job because with the new layoff procedures, the new layoff law, they could vote it out in July or August, but the person can't be laid off till June of the following year. They can't receive layoff notices till March. So they'll have a job for at least a year.
Well, I guess my thing being, we wouldn't hire said director till your retirement.
Correct.
I wanted, 2 weeks prior, which didn't really go over well, but
Well,
we would know well in advance.
what I'm gonna say, Ben, is one option that might be available is hiring the relief as a limited term so they can come in and get some turnover, but permanently not until November 1st.
Okay, but we would know well in advance,
Maybe,
or maybe not, right?
yeah, they can, because
Because they're
once,
starting this process,
well, they can't do anything
Technically-
till July 1st.
that was it, July 1st. I don't know how appropriate this is, but I'm going to try it anyway, and I will get shot down if it isn't. Ms. Grounds, you are the delegate for the thing and stuff like that, and you are intricate in the part in the running of this department and stuff. Do you have any insight that you might be willing to offer us as commissioners in an open setting that, what this is? I'm putting, totally inappropriate maybe,
I told her
totally
she does not have
open.
to answer that.
Okay.
It's her call, because you're asking her as an individual.
I was asking her as, a CSCA delegate, yeah. So I don't know if it's inappropriate, I'm not trying to put you on the spot of yes or no. I have no idea, and I'm an information seeker. And you can see how I misread things, very easily, so I can be barking up the wrong tree here, because,
Yeah.
I said I was a sitting trustee the last time this went through, and I don't remember from my side, and I wanted to go on the last time.
There was specific reasons.
Well, correct.
And
But
yeah,
I
a lot of
don't
stuff
remember
that
this
happened.
I don't remember this much effort.
There was different,
It
you
was a-
didn't see a lot because there was an attorney that came in and those who were stating that Amy had some,
The director that shall
Conversations.
not be named.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The director at the time, they had conversations with this person. And there was an attorney called in, and each person that filed a complaint was, they had a one-on-one meeting. And all that information was gathered, and whether their complaints were, I forgot the wording, like true,
Viable?
yeah, or not. So that was a whole report that came out, including the directors going into someone's personal life and contacting their provider, medical provider. So there's a lot of different things that happened.
And I remember there was not much love in this building for the past director. I remember everybody from the board side to CSEA side, and not one person wanted to keep her, keep them. But it wasn't because of anything that the Personnel Commission stood for. It was strictly,
Personal.
it was the individual that was leading the department.
And she was saying having conversations with employees that shouldn't have been had. Yes,
So-
she overstepped a lot of boundaries. And in the report, it does state what she did
So with getting rid of the position at that time,
at that time.
and then we had to wait to 5 years.
Well, they brought it back, and once you bring it back, you have to wait 5 years before you can vote it out. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, but then we have to wait, and again,
You can wait if you
was-
vote it out, you have to wait 2 years to bring it in,
That's
but
what
they
it was.
waited 10. I mean, they went. 10
yeah,
years
and
ago.
again, that was, we're rehashing the conversation. That was because of an individual once again. So this time, I'm trying to clarify. I'm gathering it's not an individual. By listening to Ms. Michelson, it might be a department that's not getting personnel as quickly as they want. And even as a person who's in that business, trying to get lower echelon people to fill jobs, even in the private sector, and the same thing, it's hard for me to do. So we kind of all agreed, or at least I thought, because I misconstrued information, that even once you guys put lists out, it's kind of hard to get the people to even take the test, and once you take the test, then it's kind of hard to get them to fill the position, and then they don't answer the
And
phone.
stay in the position.
Yeah.
Because the wage is now gone up.
Very,
So we have
very
people
different,
leaving.
yes.
Yeah, so this time around, it is not an individual, alone.
Correct.
It's many other things.
But are they, how do I ask probing questions? Is the organization being held responsible for problems outside of their control as to filling a department's thing? So in my mind, a department is leading the charge this time. And they said, okay, E-board, we want it gone, go do this, X, Y, and Z. We say, okay, we want to do what the membership is, but not really based upon a knowledge. Again, I can't do the same things. I can't pay a dishwasher now $17 an hour because the guy at the cash register in a fast food restaurant is getting $20 an hour. So good luck getting somebody to prepare instant mashed potatoes at $16 an hour when they can go stand at a cash register and make $20 an hour. So with that being said, why throw the individual's right, which I argued last time? CSEA should cherish this commission because it's a level of security for the employee that once is gone until it comes back, if it does. But you're taking a level of protection away. And there was three employees that sat out here and saw that they were denied at the board level, came to us, pitched their case over a course of 2 or 3 months. And we got reclassed and everything else. That protection for every single 311 employee goes away with this commission because the department doesn't think they can get people quick enough. That's my pitch. And maybe you can take that one back to, I thought Ms. Michelson might have understood it, but might not be needed, but when you want to get reclassed.
And it's not just that, it's the discipline appeals too, which luckily,
Well,
knock
that was
on
it,
wood, there
yeah.
hasn't been any discipline appeals that I know of since I've been here. However, it's all part of it. And unfortunately, fortunately, depending upon how you want to look at it, the employee's right to vote out the merit system is,
It's right there.
it's right there. They can do that.
I think
And-
conversations need to be held though, like we did before, going to each school site and talking to them, telling, come talk to us, especially us in the department. What are your concerns? You know, because we can tell you this is how we can lay it out, you know, this has been our challenge where we go and put all these lists together, we schedule all these interviews and, you know, we start the onboarding process, we do the fingerprints, people pay for all this.
Yeah,
And then they turn around and right before they're gonna start,
they got hired.
I'm sorry, I got a $20
Yeah.
and there's
Well,
Sound
and,
good?
and it's like I brought up too. So we have all the laptops for testing in the SDC. But when you talk about getting time in the SDC to be able to run the tests, we've expanded. This week, they just finally loaded the software on all the computers down under adult ed. So we can have that as an option for testing as well.
Well, that's what Ray and I talked and we're gonna, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're doing testing from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock, because it takes 2 hours for our test. So her and I will switch out lunches, so it's an ongoing thing. We start in the lobby, we do all
Right,
the,
but let
and
me tell you what that's gonna impact. So now I gotta transport, they got, pay for the transportation, pay for their mileage down there. Okay, they're going down there. Some, depending on how many people show up, they may have to take some of the laptops from here and take them down there. And on top of that, that removes them from the office. We're onboarding, subs, interviews, doing all of that. Okay, something is always affected. When we try to improve here, something else is gonna get affected here. So,
Well, with these hardships, and again, it kind of goes back to the base question, not to put you on the spot or something. You have what I would deem to be a pretty solid e-board and a very, been around a while. They're not newbies. You guys are, you know, long.
Susan?
I didn't, kind of get it, but true. But they understand the particulars.
Some of them.
And at the end of the day, the long basic and short of it is you are potentially losing rights that you will no longer have. And does the membership actually understand that outside of what it is you ladies have to do in order to get the employee? Why get rid of something if it isn't personal? If it is not personal, why get rid of it? That's a rhetorical question, I need an answer. It doesn't have all the dealings that it had back in the day. It doesn't have the dealings of bringing it back in, which was personal, getting rid of it, which was personal. And they have to understand, I'll give them every single copy of the Wall Street Journal that I can find that talks about labor. And this place isn't any different. So you want to throw your rights out the window because you can't find labor? Hey, welcome to America. You can go out in the real world and you don't have those protections. You should be very thankful for what it is you have here. I'm not one really much for employee rights. I am and I'm not. And she snapped her head so quick. But no, meaning all the stuff that you guys have, it's exciting for you as an employee.
I
And
don't
they get rid
think
of
that, I feel, from my experience, we have, because we were at a time when we didn't have a PC. And we did the, what is it called? Where we take everybody's job and evaluate it.
oh, the class study.
Class study.
Yeah.
Now, if that was done the way it's supposed to be, we probably wouldn't be in this situation. That would be one of the things that would be thrown out, honestly. But it hasn't been done. We are.
Patty and I were talking about one through the contract.
But the class study is part of the negotiations realm. I have to say that. It's negotiations realm.
Well, that's for you guys sitting at the,
And that's
Table.
where it's
And
at.
that's,
That's where it's at.
okay. But I'm just saying, because the way it was written and we were understanding and stuff, the 10 years, you start the process.
Well, it's actually not in the contract. It was in the contract. It was removed.
Oh.
But it's still in the negotiations realm.
All right,
So the
But-
commission doesn't have any power to
No.
call for a study or?
that comes from the board, his
The
department,
union negotiates that.
and union,
We will help
George's
facilitate it,
office, George's office,
Absolutely.
his office, and the superintendent's office.
but it has been, it's definitely needed. We've said that on the record. Say it on the record again. It's needed. It's definitely needed.
And I sat through the last one. I sat through the last two, I think. Because right when I came on, there was one. And I think right in the middle, there was one.
Well, the
Yeah.
the
But
2018 is when the last one
That
was
was the last one.
implemented, but it
For that.
started in 14, yeah, usually 4 years.
process.
But the interesting thing with that is some go up and some go down. So it is kind of a wash. It really does do things, and it's kind of beneficial for employee morale, but also get really good guys on hiring and everything that kind of goes into it. People see it as a, just a one-sided sword. It isn't. It's a two-sided sword. You can say
If done right, it's done right,
Yeah,
and you get all the
it's very
input that you
beneficial to the
request to do,
organization.
you can get a good class then. But if it's not, if the RFP isn't written right, and you only get certain things done and not other things done, then you don't get a good quality product. I will say this on the record, they did not get a good quality product for
Really?
2018 from EMS, no, they did not.
I liked it.
No.
But I was board member on the other side of the table at that time.
I didn't like it.
Sorry.
No, they had to redo, we had, one of our employees had to redo everything that they started on, but never finished. So she had to redo it and then add to, and we paid them a lot of money.
Yes, we did. A lot of money.
Yeah, like about, yeah.
So I hear the director talk and Julie talking about, we didn't have enough computers, we need more help. If we had more resources, would that make the hiring process quicker?
Well, we could have all the computers in the world if we don't have the
Yeah,
people
if you don't have
to
the
help.
bodies sitting in the seats, I mean, it doesn't matter.
If we don't have the people to run the tests, I mean, these two they work their butts off every day. Okay, it's that simple.
Like I said, we need more computers added to the budget. If we need another person, can we
It's,
request that in the budget to hire another?
Well, now you're talking about staffing, in a district this size, we are adequately staffed for a PC.
You'd be hard pressed to push that one through it.
Because actually,
The other side.
there was, I increased it by one. When I came on board, I increased it by one.
But also you can do all these one things, and I think the problem doesn't come down to.
Well, I
it sounds
increased
like
it up and I
doesn't
increased it by the position.
Getting the testing and going quickly and all
We
the other
split the
things.
positions
That's not
and
it, it's
then,
filling the position
Oh,
once it's already done. That's where their heartburn is. It's not, I don't think, the length, it's the time to get the person, because as Ms. Grants just said, by the time you start the onboarding process, they've already found another job. Now she's gotta go back to the list, call the other person. Well, that person on the list already taken a job somewhere else. And now we gotta do a whole new test just to get.
now we
the
have to do a whole new set of interviews.
And that's where the length comes in, and that's what I don't believe Ms. Michelson understood until it was presented the last time.
That's what
That you just cannot get people to the actual job site. We can get them to come in here, we can take the test, these guys will run computers all over town. But once you come to give them the job and give them their badge, they've gone somewhere else.
And that's what I asked the director last meeting. If we did not have the merit system, would the hiring time be shortened? And she said,
I don't know that
maybe
it would
yes
be
or no.
much of a difference.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be much of a difference. The difference would be, depending upon what's negotiated, because that would be the factor there. But at the same time, the district can still say, okay, we get to interview 5 ranks instead of 3. But, you're only gonna get the transfers because we have 2 transfers, so you don't get to go to the list. Which isn't that what it is now?
kind of,
So,
yeah.
Same thing.
or we don't have to run a test. We just take resumes. That's what they can do.
And when we didn't have the PC, we stuck to the same rules. They
Well,
wanted to
yes.
make sure it was fair and adequate for,
Yeah.
We got it negotiated.
But there's
It's the same
also-
thing, But then you get a level of protection.
They're resurrecting the one AB bill that's coming back, the 2088, which was the same as the one last year that got vetoed by the governor, to where that's gonna go out the window anyway, because they're CSEA is trying to bring back, they're the major sponsor of the bill, to bring back the whole internal only for 10 days, part-time employees only for those 10 days, and they get 10 hours of training, so you could have a groundskeeper that gets an HVAC job based on seniority. That's the bill right now. AB 2088, same bill from last year, resurrected, Governor vetoed it last year, they brought it back by seniority.
We'll get in depth on that one another time. So wait a minute, so grounds guy could go get an HVAC
If
job?
he's a
that's
part-time
seniority.
grounds, I'm using that as an
Seniority.
example, any part-time person gets first dibs on any full-time job.
Okay, that part I can understand, but,
You know, you're not qualified.
yeah,
Yeah.
but where the calls come
And then taking classes, certificates.
The
He's in night school as he's
The
applying for
employer
the
has
job
provided
to be an
I get the
HVAC
job,
guy.
then I'll go take
Yeah,
it.
right.
By
Oh my
seniority.
God.
So that nutrition service worker one who's been working for the district for 10 years wants to go be the admin assistant in an elementary school.
They got rights.
And that's who
That's
would get it.
that's their way into the door.
The governor vetoed it last year.
I was gonna say, but how
They brought
could
it back.
CSEA support something like that? Or why would they support something like that? It kind of makes
Doesn't
them
make
look bad
sense.
in the labor world.
They don't think so, not at the state level.
Access.
Access coming out against it as well.
Well, I would hope so.
CSPCA is coming out
Yeah, I
against
would
it.
hope so. That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Any labor organization should come out against it.
I'll just say it. It's an end game, it's an end round to get rid of the merit system. It really is.
Okay, there
At the
you
state
go.
level, at that level.
Oh.
Because it literally will put the merit systems out of business.
Well, that just takes the larger school districts and kind of throws those things. But,
Oh my gosh.
anything else from commissioners, questions upon this? And if you talk and find out or
Just wait,
anything else.
just wait for another update. If the
Yeah,
director gets
and
another
good,
update
and
from
good luck
CSEA.
with, walking around and hand-holding of the employees to get them to sign your petition, which, from the other standpoint, is kind of shady. It's like, hey, hi there, I'm not picking on you. Hi, I'm your union delegate. I have a petition for you to sign. Can you please sign this? And here's all the things. Not you're going to do that, but that's, as an employer, and you want to unionize, to me, that's the shady things that always happen around there. I want something, so I send the big guns in there, and they do it, and then the employee goes, what happened? You signed the petition? Yeah, but they told me to. That's labor for you. So you probably get your signatures.
That wouldn't be right though. I couldn't support that.
Well, but
I
that's
couldn't, yeah.
kind of what it
As
is.
a future item, I'm probably gonna be agendizing next month to move the June meeting to the 20th instead of the 13th.
We got a problem with that up top there?
I have a trip scheduled.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Sure. Or can we
You
pick
let-
another
I
Thursday?
think I'm good.
Well, that isn't,
I-
it's
Yeah, I got
scheduled
it.
right now for the 13th. The reason I wanna move it is because I won't be here. I
Okay,
don't get back till the 10th, so I won't be back at work till the 11th.
well, it's the 20th, so that would make the 27th the next one.
Well, no, the meeting is the 13th.
Okay, so
That's why I wanna move it to the 20th.
instead of moving it 1 week, move it 2 weeks.
Okay,
We can
well,
move
we
it
can
to
do it the 27th, because we don't have a meeting in July, so the 27th works too.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'll
You'll
I'll
be back
just
from
change
your
that to the
trip, you'll be
27th.
back from
That's
your
just a
trip.
one-day trip.
Okay. Okay.
I'll check.
That'll be
Are you
on
going
Senior-
to San Bernardino or something?
Senior Center,
Oh.
a trip to Morongo.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Anything else from the commissioners?
Good.
We're adjourned 5:38. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Good.
On mine?
On all of them.